morning, everyone. Happy early morning show. And welcome to the channel that has once again been banned in North Korea, Syria, Iran, and the fourth one is Cuba. Boom! That's right. YouTube got another notice. This video will not be shown in these four countries. That was my last one. Isn't that just so freaking cool? Yeah, I'm such a controversial host. I think it's Cat. I'm pretty sure it's that Hitler mustache he has. I don't know. Hey, Cat, how are you today? There we go. We're sitting down. Remember, he used to eat my face, and now he just wants a lap to sit in. Right, dude? Right. So, if I would say to my friends in North Korea, Syria, Iran, and Cuba, sorry, but you can't see this anyway because it's not going to show there. Too funny. You know, this week I flew into Cleveland just in time for 2 feet of snow. Actually, I went to Pittsburgh and I drove over to Cleveland. Oh man, got hit. But you know, the whole pandemic thing's gotten really. It's gotten really bad again for the restaurants. Now you can still eat in a restaurant in Ohio. So I get to this place, and this is a normal spot where there's a waiting list to get in, and generally I'll go in and says you got a spot at the bar because I'm not going to sit there and wait to eat. And you can squeeze in, it's that full. I get there, and I'm it. I mean, there is nobody else in this place. And so I'm talking, you know, there's only a few people working. I'm talking to the owner. He goes, yeah, this time of year we would rent this out. We would rent it out for $10,000 a night if someone wanted it for a private party. $10,000. He goes, so we'll, since it's private, it's all yours. We'll just put that on your charge card bill. I said, hey, that's perfectly fine with me. Yeah, great meal. Yeah, I just... good beer, but my God, it's so sad. Next night I go to spot again. One of these I was just last time just packed. It was in the summer. You could eat outside. You could eat inside. There was like 3 couples and but had jalapeno corn grits. Damn good stuff. Just tough. So you know, this week really there's not as many. YouTube videos on from the vinyl community as much anymore. Either that or everyone that I used to watch kind of disappeared. It just yeah, but there's a lot of the live streams which are catching on and made me think. There was that song. There was that song that came out. Video. Let's see. Live stream killed the video star. Live stream killed the video star. You might have heard that one. I think it went something like that. Real quick before we go, today's t-shirt, Godfather's Combo Pizza. So it says Survival in 1981. It's from 81. In our senior year in college, I was president of all the dorms. And the fraternities, they always had this. There was a pizza eating contest. And I knew the president of the fraternity pretty well. And actually we got together that year and we combined anything that they had. We were allowed to come in the dorms. Anything we had within the dorms, they were allowed to come. So we got to go to their socials and stuff. They came to our stuff. But they had this pizza eating contest. So I said, hey, we'd like to do that too. All right, come on. So I went in and, you know, and I chose my team. And I'd been living in dorms for years. I knew the guys that could eat. And, you know, they're not always the... Now, I had a couple real big farm boys. But I had a few others, you know, that weren't so big. And, of course, myself. Believe me, I did not pull my weight worth of crap. I had everyone else. We went in there and we crushed it. Man, these guys ate pizza. I swear. I mean, they hadn't eaten. They starved themselves all day. Yeah, we're going to go and holy smokes, it was a great team. So one of those things in college that did well. I could form a hell of a pizza eating team even if they had me on there. Everyone goes, yeah, he's skinny, he'll eat a lot. No, I'm skinny because I don't eat a lot. So okay, enough. Let's go here. A couple of things I brought back in my collection. This is the Music Matters, and it Warren Zevon's very first album. Such a great album. You know, the first two Warren Zevon albums, I just thought were phenomenal. I mean, this is a guy, he wrote great music that people took and recorded for themselves. You know, he had a troubled life. But this is just outstanding. Poor Pitiful Me obviously was taken by Linda Ronstadt and went huge. But you got Frank and Jesse James is on there. Love that song. Carmelita. Uh, the Muhammad's Raid, just good stuff. Really happy to have this back. I need to get the second one from Music Matters. I could be buying the OGs, but I'm really happy with these great pressings because they sound so good. Also, just got this in. This is a Mo-Fi Love Over Gold, Dire Straits. Michael 45 RPM swears on a stack of Bible and German marks, though they use the euro now, that this is the best sounding Mo-Fi album ever in the whole wide world. So I got it. And I listened to it, and it sounds really good. I can't tell you if it's the best sounding Mo-Fi. I just take his word on it, and I go, okay. So really happy. It's my second Dire Straits. I'm not going to get all the Dire Straits. I have the first one, and this one I really, really wanted. I'll decide on the rest. Then we come into the cool stuff. Look at this. Otis Redding, Pain in My Heart. And we have Otis Redding sings soul ballads. So my friend in town here, a guy named Steve Bales, that does not part of the video vinyl community or anything, but long time collector. This guy has an incredible collection of OGs from the 60s, 70s, from punk to rock. Amazing collection. I love to go to his place and sit and listen to his music. But he allowed me to go through his extras and pick whatever I wanted. These were a couple that I picked up. Otis Redding, you know, he was, you know, kind of like, when you think of it, he is on Atco, he was the premier Southern soul singer. Absolutely. He brought the Memphis sound, which was a kind of on the opposite end of the Motown sound. The Memphis sound had the gospel, it had the blues feel. You brought in horns. It was dirtier, it was grittier, but it had soul. Motown, they had shine. They knew how to make a hit, and they made hits. Well, so did the Memphis sound, but it definitely was grittier. And Otis Redding was a big part of it. You know, at age 15, he went and he joined the Upsetters, and the Upsetters was Little Richard's backing band. Well, this was his first album. It came out in 1964, and it had 4 hits on here. And then quite a few of these were ones that were done by other people. You know, there's The Dog by Thompson, Stand By Me. He does a nice rendition of that. You Send Me by Sam Cooke. Lucille by Little Richard. So, but he also had his own, and 4 of these became hit. These Arms of Mine was a decent hit. Pain in My Heart. Steve did sign this album for me. Just some really incredible stuff came off of this. But what it did in 1964, it ushered in a new powerful soul singer that obviously died way too early due to that plane crash. So great. This is so good to put into my collection. Then the other one, his second album, so that was his first. His second album was Otis Redding, and it's Sings Soul Ballads. It came out in 1966, which is kind of odd when you think about it. Off Volt, you know, 2 years apart. You know, at this time, you know, people were putting out 2 albums a year. Again, this one here had one really major hit, and it was his first top 10 hit. Mr. Pitiful was on this album. But now the other one, it had some rockers on there, some hard punch. This, as the title says, it's more soulful. But you hear really what Otis Redding can do. That man could make a soul ballad and just did an incredible job. It sounded just It's really, really good. On this, there is his piano player is Isaac Hayes. The horns are by MG, by Booker T and the MGs. Horns are on here. Of course, you know the stacks. You have Donald Duck Dunn on there, Steve Cropper. I mean, they're helping out with the production. Outstanding stuff. Really excited to have both. These are albums I never had, but my God, they're you know, originals. What more could you ask for Otis Redding? Beautiful, beautiful music. Then some SCLT that had come in a while back from a anonymous donor, and this is Coastal County. Came out in 2019. The vinyl, it's nothing, just Coastal County. Nothing special on that. This is all instrumental. And the groove, it has this almost like a UK type feel to it. The album, what it did is it used music from sound libraries. And there's just special albums that are out there that TV shows, movies, whatever you could use. You can go in, you can get these albums, and there's some people collect them, sound libraries. It's interesting because when it talks about that, the channel Baraka P. Dub, he's done a couple videos on sound library albums. It's something that he collects. Well, that's what they used on this, along with different soundscapes were put on there. And it's just this really, it's just this funky music. There's these really funky drives and extremely moody bass line going on. And really, there's just the right amount of fuzz guitar that's popped into it. You know, at times there's like this spooky undercurrent that's going on with the music. Coastal County was done by two Norwegians, Thomas and Lars. Don't got their last name. Just we'll call them TNL, Tom and Lars. Lars, what a fun name. But they use like some of these really moody 60s cult exploitation films for some of the soundscapes and some of the soundtrack work. Then along with just some general soundtrack music. Very interesting. It's like this trip hoppy, just kind of just you know, it gets you in a groove. You know, I guess some of you can think it was David Axelrod would be someone maybe a little similar. Super great stuff. Fun album. So thank you very much, anonymous person. Cup of coffee quick. About a little blues. Haven't showed blues in a while. And here was someone I saw on the wall down in Toledo. And I go, who's that? Jimmy Fastfingers Dawkins. I was unfamiliar with Jimmy Fastfingers. There he is. He was born in 1936. Died in 2013. Born down south but moved to Chicago at age 55 when he was 19. He was more part of the West Side sound in Chicago. You know, Chicago's a huge city, and so even the blues had different feels, you know, depending on where you were at. His blues uses in here heavy use of a tenor sax. This is his first album. This thing came out in 1969. And it's on Delmark. There's the label, upside down. Turn the video over, upside down, and whatever you're watching on, you can see it. His heroes are the people he really modeled himself after was Otis Rush and Magic Sam. Now he has this kind of a big tremolo type of a guitar sound to it, and then there's just the sax. It's a real smoky sax. It just comes through. There's some really rockers. There's some quieter stuff. Really long guitar intros to some of the songs. In fact, when you listen to this, he'll sing a phrase and then plays the guitar and just, go on, then this phrase and the guitar. You could tell this guy's more interested in playing guitar than really singing, which is true. His voice is okay, but his guitar playing's great. That's what he does. And I would say much better guitarist. Really good stuff. I mean, it's smoking hot guitar work, cool funky organ. I'm not a huge organ kind of guy, but on certain things I absolutely love it. This thing was great. Really had a good time on a blues guy. I lost so much of my blues, all these blues albums, hard to get back, but one I didn't have, and really nice to have.
The way she walked, blind man open his eyes. Feels so good. Oh, I know she belongs to me.
So he was born in 1936. Over in Brazil, in the Amazon, was born Mestre Cupido, Mestre, I guess. Mestre Cupido. He was born in 1936 also. Died in 2012. Died 1 year before Dawkins. Ooh, how did I pick those two that way? I don't know. Just the luck of the draw. And how I even stacked them. I go, wow, how about that? The type of music here is Suryi, okay? And it comes out of the Amazon jungle from the town of Kemet, which is northern part of Brazil, right off one of the main rivers that eventually spills into the ocean and part of the Amazon tributaries. It was derived from traditional dance music and rhythms that from escaped slaves, along with from the indigenous people. Really interesting stuff. You can see he's a maestro, he's a sax player. His father was a sax player. Actually, he's a multi-instrument. He was playing so many different instruments, and at the end he picked up the sax because that is what his father had played. So, the music of Suryi. It's a mixture of mambo from Cuba, merengue that came from the Dominican Republic, and cumbia that came out of the western part of the Amazon, Colombia, Peru area. So you have that kind of a mixture in it. His first record he put out in 1973, and was the first album of this type of music, Suryi. I think that's probably closer to it. He did eventually put out 6 different albums. So the music, it's danceable. It's made for fun, but there is political overtones like everything. Maybe this is what got me banned. Hell if I know. I don't know. Another nice picture of them. Explanation. Another Analog Africa release, but now we've been, my last few weeks we've been in the South America because so much cool music was going on there. So neat stuff, made for dance and something really, really different. The sax on this, it's not for everyone. I'll just go tell you this. Some of the this stuff from Africa has this funky kind of beat going on. This is a little different. You kind of think carnival, though, down in South America. You get the feel for it. I think James Bond's 60s is carnival. another SCLT album. This is from Michael Dawson. Last week I showed one from Michael Dawson. I proceeded to call him Michael Dalton. A good friend of ours in town is named Michael Dalton, and I couldn't get it right. No, Michael Dawson. Sorry, Michael. Again, check out his channel. But he sent me this. Sons of Kemet. Sons of Kemet. Your Queen is a Reptile. This came out in 2018. Last year, this thing was all over the VC. It was shown so much, I put it on my want list, and I never got it. Michael took care of that for me. This is a British jazz band that was formed in 2011. And it has a sax player, a clarinet player, a tuba, and 2 drummers. The bass is done with tuba. Now, you could say tuba, huh? But you think New Orleans, that's what they do. Tuba is the bass. So it makes for some interesting music. It's like jazz, there's rock, there's a Caribbean feel to it, some African kind of feel. Very, very different. It's really interesting jazz. There's vocals, there's almost like a rapping going on at times. Shaba, what was his name? Shaba Hutchings, I believe, is the leader of the group. This was their 3rd album. It's very political. This one really looks at royalty and the dangers of that type of ideology of having royalty, along with other kind of things. So again, kind of a political type album. Again, the vocals come in periodically. Not every song. Some are instrumental. The sax on this plays with a frenzy. I mean, it is like out of control. It just goes. It's very listenable, really listenable. There is a deep groove. You really get this when you listen to it. There is this dub type feel, and that's where this tuba playing the bass line does that dub feel. Zoom, boom, boom. And it gets nice, kind of a Caribbean reggae type groove happening in here, but you can hear the African feel to it too. So really cool. Michael, thank you for this album. One I had wanted, never got, now I have.
Big Ben is still chiming. They don't want to see us smiling. They want to keep us grimy, but my politics to land is still here amongst the sirens. Thunderclaps and violence down Dustin Lane, I'm scribing. No visits from your highness. Still here, my dear, despite the prophecies of seers. Smash the pieces on the pier, put myself back like I care. Still here amongst the brass. Comrades watching stars. London wind is biting ours. Shiver my timber stars. And crude but not the class. Willing and able enough to the task.
Record Store Day. Did you hear about that? This was one from a while back. The Feminine Complex. This is a girl group, came out of Nashville, and they were some high schoolers, formed in '66, broke up in '69. There they are. How about that group? It was really started by 2 girls, Jean Williams and Laura Napier. They decided, let's form an all-girl group. Okay, let's do it. Neither played instruments. So Jean went home and she told her parents, I want a guitar. Okay, so here we're 60s. Tell mom, dad, I want a guitar. Well, okay, they did. They went out and they gave her a ukulele. Can you imagine the excitement? Actually, looking at the face of the disappointment of expecting a guitar and you're given a ukulele. Outstanding. Wow. Dreams crushed right like that. But she learned to play it. She learned to play it very good. Within a couple months, her parents could see the passion. They got her a guitar. Her other friend, Lana, she got a drums, and they began playing. They hooked up with some other ladies, and they formed their group. They originally called themselves, what was it? The Pivots. But in '67, they changed their name. This is their singles. They never put out an album, but they put out enough singles that they have 4 sides of an album. That's how many singles that they pushed out. Some of it has psych feel to it. There's a definite garage rock. but there's these ballads, there's girl pop. So, the sample I'm going to play is kind of a psyche one. It's really kind of neat. But there's just some others, where you have just these beautiful vocals. This was a good group. They sound great. Really kind of enjoyable stuff. So they were known for wearing very short dresses and hot pants, which I'm sure got them noticed some. Good stuff from Record Store Day. Oh, and it comes in a fabulous big vinyl. A nice cat is. He's just purring away here. You probably can't hear it, but it sounds like a motorboat. Real quick, live from Austin, Texas, I picked up Doug Sam. This is from 1976. I believe he was the first person ever on Austin City Limits. So just a cool 2-record set of his, actually 3 sides. One side's blank. They didn't put an etching on it, but he does Mendocino on here. Is Anybody Going to San Antone? 2 songs I absolutely love. He was part of the Douglas Quintet in the 60s. Here, just Doug Sam. I got to know him through the Texas Tornadoes back when they put out their first CD. And the other one for Live from Austin City Limits, Drive By Truckers. This is, I believe, a 2006. Nope, it's later than that. This is 2008. Okay, so 2 live albums from New West. You can pick these up. They put these out. They're a lot of fun. Austin City Limits obviously is such a great show for live music. So there you go, from the channel that has been banned by North Korea, Iraq, Syria, and Cuba. Once again, I have politicized each and every one of you. Don't do anything too stupid though, okay? Thanks for watching. Kat says thank you too. Appreciate it. Enjoy your week. Bye.